What's up, guys? Hopefully you're all having a good day. So, I wanted to talk a bit about the video I did this morning. So some of you guys probably would have seen the video that went up on my channel this morning. I posted a video showing some of the thumbnails that Jonathan has used for his videos on his channel. I wanted to show people that I wasn't exaggerating things when I said that there were so many videos on his channel that had thumbnails like that. You know, like these open mouth thumbnails. You know, it's just the fact that, as I pointed out in the video, there's not just, or as I showed in the video, there's not just 2 or 3 videos that he's uploaded that have these kind of open mouth thumbnails. There are quite a large number of videos on his channel that have thumbnails like that. You know, it's the thumbnails alone that raise a lot of red flags. You know, to be honest, I have sent a couple of emails to social services team, obviously, saying they need to investigate Jonathan ASAP. I may even make a phone call tomorrow morning, actually. To be honest, I think there's been so many things that have been seen on Jonathan's channel that I think do warrant him being reported. I think, he just does a lot of things that no decent parent would ever do. That's the point I'm trying to make here, is that he does do a lot of things that no decent parent would ever actually do. And I don't want it to sound like I'm trying to be critical here, but, I think you have to look at things in a certain way, and that is that, it is concerning, the things that he's doing, and the fact that he thinks it's okay to do the things he does, but that's because people are ultimately defending him. That's why he does the things that he does, is because he knows that people will defend him for it at the end of the day. It's just, it's scary knowing that he thinks it's okay to use the sort of thumbnails that he's using for his videos, like he doesn't see anything wrong in that. And it's hard not to look at that and to ultimately question it. I don't want to be, I think people will say, oh, well, you're the one in the wrong, because, I'm will say I'm the one in the wrong because I'm looking at things in a certain way. But it has nothing to do with that at the end of the day. I know what I see. And what I see is a father who is pedo-baiting his children. I think anybody with an ounce of common sense would say Jonathan needs reporting and someone needs to look into what he's doing. Because some of the things he does are just downright creepy and just not on. And the way I see it, as soon as someone reports him for the things that he's doing, the better, really. I think it would be a downside lot better if people were willing to report him, as it's the right thing to do. This is the thing, reporting Jonathan is the right thing for people to do. It's not a bad thing. It's not, I don't think people are doing anything wrong, or would be doing anything wrong by reporting Jonathan, if I'm being honest. The thing that, as I've said, there are so many things that I have seen on Jonathan's channel that really do, I think really do warrant him being reported. I think, the thumbnails alone, it's just, as I said it, as I showed in the video, it's like there's not just one video, or there's not just 2 or 3 videos that have these open mouth thumbnails. There's so many videos on his channel that have these open mouth thumbnails, and I just don't understand how that doesn't raise red flags for people, and how people don't find that a bit concerning or a bit disturbing that Jonathan is always using thumbnails like this. Or that he's always using thumbnails like that. I mean, I would be, to be honest, if there was only 2 or 3 videos on his channel that had that sort of thumbnail, I wouldn't be making such a big deal about it. I wouldn't be making such a big fuss about it. But it's the fact that there are so many videos on his channel that have that sort of thumbnail. That's why I don't agree with it in particular. And it's like he knows exactly what he's trying to do with that as well. And this is the problem. It's like Jonathan knows exactly what he's trying to do with that. Like, he knows exactly what sort of audiences he's trying to attract and things like that. You know, there's nothing innocent about him using thumbnails like this. You know, his intentions are not completely innocent. You know, and this either ties into another big part of the reason why, you know, I've made that decision to report Jonathan, because I've seen so many things that didn't really feel like they were unintentional. Like, I've seen so many things that felt like they were, you know, on his channel that felt like they were purely intentional. Like, you know, I've mentioned in previous videos when he was zooming in on Amelia's upper chest area. Again, it didn't feel unintentional. It felt like he was doing that deliberately. Like, you know, it felt like he was deliberately zooming in on her upper chest area, and it just didn't look right. And I want to believe that I'm being harsh, you know, when it comes to Jonathan, but I just don't feel like I am. At the end of the day, I'm not prepared, you know, for him to keep getting away with the things that he does. I'm not prepared for him to keep getting away with putting his kids out there in the way that he's doing. That is just disgusting at the end of the day. And, you know, if people had any common sense, they would report him, because the way I see it, he needs reporting. You know, someone needs to have a word with him about the things that he's doing, and the way that he's putting his kids out there is just unacceptable at the end of the day. And, you know, in a way, I do feel bad about some of the things I've said. Well, and I do want to feel bad, but I kind of don't feel bad, because I know a lot of the things I've said are true at the end of the day. I mean, I'm not trying to cause any upset or offence here by any of the comments I make, but I'm just saying what needs to be said. And, you know, I'm not trying to make up things that aren't true, if you know what I mean. You know, I'm just saying the things that really have to be said, and that is that Jonathan is a massive, complete and utter creep who needs locking up. And he's needed locking up for a very long time. And as soon as I said, the sooner more people, you know, I think the more people that report him, the better. You know, I mean, as I said, it's just frustrating, I guess, that people can't see the things that he's doing, or like they can't see that they don't think he's doing anything wrong. Like, that's what really pisses me off sometimes, if you know what I mean. I mean, it just annoys me that people are trying, are so constantly trying to defend him. And most of the time he's the one in the wrong. You know, for a lot of the things that he does. You know, and there's no denying that some of the things he's done are pretty bad, and I think a lot of people would probably agree with that. You know, maybe some of you guys disagree with the way I look at things, but I can't help but see things the way I do. You know, I want to believe that I'm being too harsh, or that I'm making mountains out of molehills, but I don't feel like I am. You know, it's just hard to ignore the certain things that he does. It's just hard to turn a blind eye to some of the things he does, because some of the things he does or he has done have, do warrant him being reported. I don't really have an issue with that. It's only really Jonathan I have an issue with. He's the one that they need to be looking into. I mean, yeah, maybe Anna is in the wrong because of the fact that, she basically she's basically, so, hey, with a lot of the things that Jonathan does. And she shouldn't be so okay with a lot of the things he does, because a lot of the things he does are not right. It's like, I've seen so many things in his videos that have made, that have really made me think, well, if if we're seeing these sorts of things on camera, like, what is Jonathan doing off camera? Like, is he doing something, it would say, it concerns me that he might be doing something to his off camera as well, and I don't want to think that he is. Absolutely, I don't. I don't want to think that he is doing anything anything he's doing something a lot worse behind the scenes, but it certainly can't be ruled out. It certainly can't be ignored or dismissed. That idea is one that people have to look at, and really think about. Like, people really need to think about what they're actually seeing, and yeah, I mean, I don't know what else to say. I don't know what else I'm supposed to say that I haven't already said. But I think I've made a pretty valid point here with this. I don't think I've made a point that isn't particularly valid. I think I've made a very valid point on this, and I think a lot of people would be able to see that I made a valid point on this, and that, at least people like myself can see how wrong the things that he's doing actually are. At least people like myself are willing to do the right thing and actually report people like Jonathan. As people, quite frankly, people like him do deserve to be reported. They do deserve to be held accountable for the things that they are doing. And as I said, I don't blame people for being concerned about the things he does. I don't blame people for, wanting to report him, because it would be the right thing to do. Someone has to put a stop to what he's doing. Like, the authorities need to be made aware of what the things that he's doing, and they need to be made aware of the way that he's putting his kids out there online. Because it's just disgusting what he's doing. And, he doesn't deserve to keep getting away with the things that he's doing. Someone has to report him. It's as simple as that. Somebody has to report him, and the sooner they do that, the better. As I said, I sent a couple of emails into the Surrey Social Services team this morning. And I don't feel bad about doing that, as I've already said what needs to be said. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. I'll see you for another one soon. Bye bye.